Hello everyone, welcome to Tailored Acres. I'm Taylor and I am a home gardener in Wisconsin Zone 4B. And it's raining outside today, so I thought it would be a great day to do some cuttings and root them here inside. So I am going to be tackling some roses, a panicle hydrangea, and coleus today. And I'll take you along and show you my steps and procedures. One thing I should mention before we get started is that it is actually illegal to take cuttings of some plants. They are protected by patents, and that's because it takes years and lots of money and effort to stabilize some varieties of plants, and that person that did that does deserve to do that because of the patent. So they do have ownership over that, so just make sure that you're following the rules when it comes to that. So we're going to start with the rose cuttings, and I got these from a friend that it's her great-grandma's plant and it's over 100 years old. So the best time to take a rose cutting is usually around like July when you have that fresh green growth, and you're looking for about pencil size width here. So although these are the correct width, it's not quite at the right time of the year, but we're going to give her a shot anyway. So I'm going to work on cleaning this up. And the first thing I'm going to do is reduce the height here. All right, and then I'm going to greatly reduce the leaf load on this because this cutting shouldn't have to try to be keeping all of these leaves watered. That's not going to do it any favors. All right, so I'm just going to leave the ones at the top here. But when these come out a little more, and actually I might be able to, oops, sorry, you can't see that. Take one of these totally off up here. So I just want a few leaves left, and that also helps you know if it's alive. But oops, and then I stuck this in the dirt, but we had one down here too, so you just want to really clean that up. I'm going to dip this back in the water to clean it off here. All right, so you can score along the bottom here. That will be really hard because this is so thorny, so I'm not going to worry about that this time, and we'll see how it turns out. So I'm just going to stick this in some rooting powder. I got this one here, so you can put this in a different container. I'm not really worried about it getting contaminated. There we go. And then I just have my soil prepared here in a little container. So this, you can stick like a pencil or something in before, but I'm just going to kind of jiggle it down in there. All right, and then just make sure that your soil's back in there and then water it in. So that's this step. Next up, we're going to take a cutting from a panicle hydrangea, and these I've had the best luck with when they're this nice green color. So you can see it does get woody down here, so I'm going to be taking my cutting right here at right below that leaf node there. So that's a note on where to take it and what to look for. Okay, so we are going to take this one right here. Okay, so my next step then on this, and this one is really short, but I think it will still work. So we're just going to pull off the leaves here. You can cut them off too if you need to. We're just going to leave. I'm going to cut those. It's pulling a little weird. Okay, so we just got these leaves left. And another thing you can do, this one might be fine, but you can cut the leaves in half here because you want to reduce that leaf load in this little tiny cutting, keeping the leaves alive when it doesn't have roots yet. So this one then is all set to go. So we're going to dip it in our rooting cutting again, or rooting hormone, sorry. All right, and then stick it right in here. All right, so that one's all ready to go. So the last one I have to show you before I show you how to take care of your cuttings is this Coleus, and this guy's massive. And if you look in here, we've got lots of branches coming off. So these will be perfectly good cuttings. And I am going to take some of the leaf load off again. So this is kind of where I'm going to be cutting, is in here. So let's take this one off here. And I'm just going to cut it right at the base. Oh, that one was not as big as I thought. Okay, I'm going to try again. All right, this guy here. My gosh, this is so top heavy. Okay, that one's a lot better. So that looks gorgeous. It's nice and healthy. All right, so we're gonna just strip the leaves off here. And I don't know what kind this is, but my mom and I both had it last year. This one actually was her cutting that she grew all winter, which is insane. So I have a few of them that I had done over winter, but they weren't this big. So I'm just gonna do like that. And then I'm gonna cut these leaves down too. All right, so that is what my cutting looks like then. And see all these little nodes here, this is where the leaves are gonna come, or the roots are gonna come out. And actually I'm gonna trim it up to right below one of those. There we go. All right, rooting hormone again. Oh, and I didn't get any soil ready. Okay, then just stick her in. All right, so next I'll show you how to keep these moist and happy until they grow roots. One more note on the roses before we continue here is that make sure if you're going to do a cutting of a rose that it is own root. And that just means that there isn't a rootstock below it that it's grafted to. Because if you do that, you won't get the same rose. I mean, it could be a cool experiment, but you just won't get the same resulting rose from that. So own root is what that's called. So I put my cuttings on a tray so I can bottom water them. You can see there's a little water in there now. We're going to want to keep these pretty well watered. What also is going to help with keeping them happy is to have like good humidity. So I'm putting these little sandwich bags over mine. These are a 3-inch pot and these fit perfectly over here. It's definitely the easiest thing you'll probably find. You can do a humidity dome, but those obviously are only so tall. The other thing to notice is that these are under my grow lights here. If you don't have grow lights, you can just keep them in some indirect light, either inside or outside, but you do not want to place these into direct sunlight. They're going to dry out. They're not going to like that. So indirect light is best. Grow lights is even better because it just keeps it nice and even and consistent for them. So every week or so, I'm going to be checking these for roots, and you can do that just by looking out here. They'll find their way out eventually. So once those get roots, then we can harden them off outside because we don't want to just stick them outside. The sun will scorch them. They're not used to outdoor. They're very babied in here. I'll keep you guys updated on these progress of the cuttings, and I'll probably do that through the shorts and try to attach it to this video. But these should all do really well here. The only one I'm a little curious about is the rose. We may have to try again come July for those. But the rest of these, I imagine will have great success. And I'll share that with you guys soon. All right, take care.